A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Wembley Stadium. 10 years on from when Japan shocked the rugby world in what became known as the Miracle of Brighton, the Brave Blossoms again face South Africa on English soil. With two of the game's most prominent coaches, Eddie Jones and Rassie Erasmus head-to-head. Here at the home of English football, can Japan again upset the odds against the world champions, the recently crowned Rugby Championship winners and the #1 team in the world? Yes, London has become something of a home away from home for Springbok Rugby. Just a month on from sealing the Rugby Championship across town at Twickenham, they look for a successful start to their European tour, which will also take in France, Italy, Ireland and Wales over the next 5 weekends. Well, the Brave Blossoms, they come in off a narrow defeat to the Wallabies in Tokyo just last weekend. They reached the final of the Pacific Nations Championship earlier this year as well. And they are looking to take another big Tier 1 scalp here in London this weekend. Rupert Cox with you. Great to have your company wherever you are watching on from. I'm joined today by Laura Jane Jones sideline, and alongside me on commentary, a former Kobe Steeler and Springbok fullback, Tinus Delport. Tinus, where were you in 2015 on that famous day?
Goedemiddag, konnichiwa, and good afternoon, Rupert. Luckily, I wasn't in Brighton next to the pitch. I was at home in Gloucestershire watching the game, but what a phenomenal match that was to really set the tone for the 2015 Rugby World Cup and really lit it up right from the start. And since then, they've only played twice more, both going in the favour of South Africa. But what a momentous occasion here to get Japan, South Africa, at Wembley, the heart of English football, playing here today.
Yes, it was a game that seemed to change the landscape of Test rugby, sending Japan towards the top tier and a quarter-final run at their home World Cup in 2019. And here in 2025 at Wembley Stadium, Warner Dearns, this 23-year-old captain of the Brave Blossoms, leads out Japan against the best team on the planet. Siya Kolisi, his 99th test for the Springboks today. He could break into the Century Club against France in Paris next weekend, but a big job here to do against Japan here at Wembley first up.
Such an experienced Springbok team that's been named by Rassie Erasmus. The amount of caps there, Michael Leach, he's the only Japan player left from that 2015 heroics. Of course, Siya Kolisi, Jesse Creel were in that team that lost against Japan. But this is a test match. This is what rugby is all about. And for both sides, very important. This is all about where they will rank at the end of November, at the end of these autumn internationals, because of the draw for the Rugby World Cup. So important both teams get the win.
Okay, players are out onto the field. As you can see, let's pause now for the national anthems. Sio Kolisi, Eoghan and Jesse Creel, two graduates from that World Cup defeat to Japan in Brighton back in 2015. Now 9 of the Springboks 23 play their club rugby in Japan, but the headline selection is the Test debut handed a 21-year-old tight head prop, Zachary Porthen. Eoghan and Franco Mostert, the other changes in the forwards. Sio Kolisi, a 99th Test. World Cup winning winger Kurtley Arendse returns to the wing from injury. Damian Willemse is nursing a tight hamstring. So Cheslin Colby starts at fullback. The leading point scorer in the Rugby Championship, Sasha Feinberg Ngomazulu, is at fly half. Eddie Jones rewards the bulk of his squad after coming close to beating the Wallabies last weekend. Kenji Sato starts at hooker in place of the injured Hayate Eda. 23-year-old Warner Dearns captains Japan from the second row. 37-year-old Michael Leach scored a try in that defeat in South Africa in 2015. Fujiwara and Lee have started the bulk of their test this year as halfbacks. Yoshitaka Yazaki, effectively an amateur player, still studying university, but starts his second straight test. The talking point this week, the so-called hybrid players on the bench. Former Harlequin centre Andre Esterhuizen picked as a backup loose forward for the Springboks. Tin and Costley, usually a back rower, will cover the wing position for the Brave Blossoms. Tina Stelport, who are you looking out for, especially today in this one?
Well, there's so much expectations on the scrum by the Springboks, and this young man, 21 and a half years old, making his debut today. Haven't had a lot of opportunities for his club. Dylan Riley here for on the outside centre for Japan has really blossomed with Damien Darlander for his club rugby in the Wild Knights and really developed. So those two guys, keep an eye out for them, players to watch.
Owen Cross from Ireland referees a Tier 1 match for the first time. The former Ireland Schools and Munster player, now an international
Japan,
referee.
Ready? Time man.
Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu gets us underway. South Africa running left to right here at Wembley Stadium against Japan. Can the Brave Blossoms pull off another seismic shock? Or will the mighty Springboks flex their world champion muscles?
Use it.
Back to Seung-Sun Lee onto his left foot, under pressure, gets it away, and Cheslin Colby in the 15 shirt today gets it away quickly from the sideline to Feinberg and Ngomazulu. So South Africa with a good attacking opportunity first up. Colby in the rain here at Wembley is going to kick deep, just inside, but we're going to come back for a penalty all the way over on the near side to South Africa.
Number 8, high tackle, it's on the neck.
Immediately the intention by the Springboks are there. Good clearance by Shin Lee on his left foot under pressure. But that's what you're going to get with Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu and Cheslin Colby at 15. That access, they are going to look to raise the pace of the game. And here the penalty going against Michael Leach for the high tackle.
Yeah, interesting to see Cheslin Colby in the 15 shirt today. Damian Willemse, we had a chat to him earlier. Rassie Erasmus felt he could have played regular fullback for the team, but easing him into this autumn campaign. Colby actually played against Ireland at fullback back in 2022, so not the first time he's worn the 15 shirt.
No, not the first time he's worn the 15 shirt. So adaptable, he can probably play at 9. I'm pretty sure I've seen him step in at 9 on occasions of injuries. But such a versatile player. Of course, so much danger from the deep counter-attack.
So Malcolm Marx, all-time record holder for most tries by a Springbok forward, about to throw this line out. And it's taken down. Penalty advantage, South Africa illegally brought down by Japan. Kobus Reinek, who picks up a couple of tries against Argentina when they sealed that Rugby Championship title at Twickenham a month ago. There is Marx setting up another breakdown. Now Franco Mostert, it's good to see him back. He's been out for a little while with injury. Jasper Visser, former Leicester Tiger, adds another couple of metres. And Damian Dalindi, another player heading towards the 100 mark in terms of test matches for South Africa. But the Springboks looking to muscle up early. Feinberg and Ngomazulu flicked on by Colby to Curtly Aronson. Didn't hit the target, will come back again for that infringement at the driving line-out.
Yeah, they were playing the advantage.
Number
South Africa with a
Collapsing.
clear height advantage with
Number
Ergies
7,
Snyman, Loerde
collapse.
Jager, Franco Mostert. 3 locks they can draw from to be receivers.
If you want the liner again, yes.
With the rain
Okay, we'll have
coming
the line
down,
out
the
of
ball's
five.
just a little bit more slippery. South Africa just opting for that power play, coming around the corner, the pick and drive. Unfortunately, there for Cheslin Colby, the ball went forward on the tap-on.
Make sure we start 10 metres.
There are 781 caps in the starting 15 today for South Africa. Loerde Jager wins at the front and they drive the short side. And the try is given. And it's Siya Kolisi, the captain of the Springboks, with his 14th Test try and his 99th international.
And that is pure Springbok power. As soon as they secured that ball, you could see that dynamic drive. Loerde Jager taking it, the support coming in right behind. And then the leg work, keep pumping, pushing it over for Siya Kolisi. Just have to look at Oxenchair, his positioning there from the support, whether he got in front or not.
So Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, 50 points in the recently completed Rugby Championship. He's hit it pretty nicely and he's raised the flags. South Africa get the maximum.
That is the perfect start for the Springboks. Loerde Jager, no competition going up, deciding not to compete Japan. They wanted to stay on the floor to try and stop that driving maul. But that Springbok power just driving it over.
Well, Eddie Jones said yesterday, we need to start well against the #1 team in the world, and they've conceded 7 early. Can the Brave Blossoms respond? There's Gunter with the carry. Hitting and spinning Kenji Sato, this 22-year-old former #8, now a hooker for Japan. It's been turned over, though, by Curtly Aronson for the Springboks. There's Jesse Creel going in and playing scrum half. Through the hands of Colby to Feinberg and Ngomazulu with a long clearance, looking for the 50-22. Was that forward? South African fans in the house think so. But a good clearance for Japan.
Very good clearance there by Yazaki, the young Japan fullback, still only at university. He was certainly tested there by his winger,
Please.
but recovered well. Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu going here for the 50-22.
Can we speed up the delivery of the
Beaten
numbers?
by the bounce. And Osada making work difficult there for
10
Yazaki
meters.
under wet conditions.
Yeah, he still hasn't played professional club rugby, still at Waseda University, Yoshitaka Yazaki, but Eddie Jones is very excited about his future. And here comes the try scorer, Siya Kolisi, with a carry into contact.
Use it!
Their attacking game has been first class this calendar
Access
year.
Japan.
They've won 7 of 9 Test matches, the Springboks.
Advantage knock
Climbing high was Michael Leach, couldn't bring it down, but it went backwards, and Lee gets it away, but that's gone forward.
Always under pressure, first knockdown from South Africa.
But the first knock-on was from the Springboks, so here we go. We will have our first scrum of the Test match.
Our first scrum. I know Dan Himman, the Springbok scrum coach, has been working very hard with his team, especially with Zach Thornton having to step in.
Guys, it's
Said
very
in the
wet.
week they've
Tees
done
up.
19 live scrums.
Left. No, left.
Zach was involved with 18 of them and made himself count for every scrum.
Yeah, Zachary Porthen, he's the youngest prop to debut for the Springboks in the professional era. Former junior Springbok captain, just 21 years of age. He was playing varsity cap just this year.
Crouch!
That is a big ask. Only big Ollie Leroux
Bind!
holding the record at 21 years and 25 days.
Set!
But that's before the professional era.
Power comes on early, but Fujiwara gets it away to Seung-Sun Lee, and he decides to kick down to Eoghan Hooker in that 14 shirt for South Africa today. Been playing a lot on the left wing since he came into the Springboks this year, but
Wait in front,
currently
wait in
Arendse
front.
over on the far side at the moment. That's been kicked high. Michael Leach underneath
Timing
it.
is good.
Takes it, and he's hit by Mostert in the process. Good carry from Kenta Kobayashi from Suntory Sungoliath, one of the prominent clubs in Japan, League One Rugby. Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu under this high ball. You imagine there'll be a decent amount of kicking here. It's been raining pretty heavily last night and this afternoon here in London.
Use it!
Reineck. Box kicks. Leach will be the man to contest, but Eoghan Hooker wins that contest in the air.
Play on, off a foot.
Turnover ball for Japan. Those gone backwards, play on. Here is Michael Leach, the only graduate in this Brave Blossom squad from that miracle of Brighton 10 years ago. Scored the first try in that game as well. Did the captain, Michael Leach, a slightly audacious offload there. It's into the hands of Arendse. Penalty Japan.
Hands on the floor.
Hands on the floor is the call.
Knocked down by 6 and 11 on the floor.
The intention here, as Eddie Jones said pre-game, it's about keeping that intensity high. They want to move the Springboks around. We saw from that restart after the try, they kick a short contestable restart, trying to get their hands back on the ball. They want to keep the ball in hand and move the Springboks around.
Line-out's been good for Japan throughout the Pacific Nations Championship and in the win against Wales earlier this year, but look at Michael Leach here, just an absolute talisman, warrior for this Japan side. 4 Rugby World Cups. Will we see him at a 5th in Australia in a couple of years' time? Turnover ball for South Africa at the line-out. Here's Khaleesi again, lively start from the skipper.
Inside, use it.
So missed opportunity there for Japan to put some pressure on. Try and respond to that early try to Khaleesi. Leach again. Takes the high kick. Arendse.
Last note.
Fujiwara to Warner Derms, new captain of the Japan team. Led them when Leach was absent in the Pacific Nations Championship, and he's kept that captain's armband. That's been bounced through to Cheslin Colby. Does pretty well on the bounce in slippery conditions. Oxencheck still yet to score a try for the Springboks. His 47th test today.
Japan waiting for, or South Africa waiting in front.
Feinberg and Ngomazulu sends it high. The aerial game of South Africa is well known, but that was well dealt with by Kipe Ishida. Played at the Olympic Games for the Japan Sevens in Paris last year. And here's a penalty to the Springboks at the breakdown. Malcolm Marks.
First man clearly.
Who else?
Japan holding.
Who else? So strong over the ball. Immovable object.
Malcolm.
We saw in the Rugby Championship so far this season that danger he possessed with getting onto that ball in that low body position. 2 Japanese players trying to move him, but once he's locked on, you are not moving him.
South Africa decide to kick to the sideline. Brings a cheer from the crowd here. Plenty of green at Wembley Stadium this evening.
6.
And another great opportunity for Springbok fans, Japanese fans, to see their favourite players playing over here in the Northern Hemisphere. I know it's the Northern Hemisphere tour, but these two sides don't normally play against each other over here.
Good.
Malcolm Marks finds Franco Mostert.
Advantage.
Been knocked on by Jasper Visser.
Wait, no, Kovas, go back. Use it.
Fujiwara
Advantage over.
doesn't find touch. Here's Feinberg and Ngomazulu. He's going to respond and chase his own kick.
Backwards.
Well contested by Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu. He put it high. He chased it well. The error at the back from Japan. And Feinberg and Ngomazulu has the Springboks' second try.
And is this going to turn into the SFM show? Any kick is only as good as its chase. He puts it up high. Look at that acceleration, that determination to get there. He goes up in the air early. Was steamed backwards by the Japanese player. And Sasha's there just to pick it up and dive over. Lovely work there, work right there to follow up his kick, put pressure on the receiver.
Eoghan Lee underneath it, the fly half, but he does play a lot at fullback, but couldn't hold on to that one. Feinberg and Ngomazulu with his second straight conversion. South Africa lead Japan by 14 points to 0. Tony Brown and Jerry Flannery there in shot. A couple of familiar coaches alongside Rassie Erasmus. Enjoyed that one. I mean, what a year he's having. 37 points. Broke the all-time record for a Springbok for points in a single test match against Argentina in Durban 5 or so weeks ago. He is the new darling of South African rugby.
Turnover's good.
A pretty good start from the young fly half, but Japan here with turnover ball again. Can they make something of it? Cut out ball over the top, popped up off the deck, and now Eoghan Lee. Carried on by Michael Leach. Penalty though to South Africa, and it's Malcolm Marx again with a bit of help from Jasper Visser.
You want to ask the question, what's tougher than moving Malcolm Marx off the ball? Move Malcolm Marx and Jasper Visser off the ball. They are not going anywhere. Both of them straight onto the ball, low body position.
No, just behind you.
You see their legs locked in.
Frustration's clear for Eddie Jones. It's the second or third time they've been down in and around that South African 22, but just getting isolated. Michael Leach didn't have the support required. When you've got technicians like Malcolm Marx up against you, you've got to get there in numbers.
See ya. Make sure the timing on the insert is good. Make sure the timing is good when you enter. Timing.
4 penalties against Japan so far. Marx throws the line out again, uncontested. Brought down by Diago once more. Massive second row for South Africa today. He and Arkia Snyman.
South Africa at the floor
and
first.
Norkia waiting in the wings as well. Damian Dealindi. Teaming up with his World Cup winning centre partner Jesse Creel today. Another kick and another error, this time from Yazaki. Conditions not easy. South Africa making the most of them so far.
It is wet, the ball is slippery. It wasn't a particularly good kick there.
No problem. Thanks.
By Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, but the pressure from Kurt Lee Arendse just telling there on
Stay nice and straight. Good
Yazaki.
Same pictures. Left.
They had to negotiate with his university at Waseda to get him on this tour. Yoshitaka Yazaki played for Japan before he's played pro rugby for a League One club. Yeah, he just took his eyes off that one. Another opportunity here for the Springboks and another chance for Zach Porthen to flex his muscles in his debut test on the tight head side. There's the power and there's the penalty advantage. Visser off the base. Tackled by Shimokawa. Now Mostert. Leach goes into the steal, doesn't win it. Malcolm Marx. Reinek almost through the scrum half.
Leave it!
Visser goes into play, it off the base. Feinberg and Ngomazulu to Dealindi. Bit of footwork from the inside centre, held onto by Charlie Lawrence.
Still have advantage. No.
Still a free hit here for South Africa. Feinberg and Ngomazulu coming around the corner through a break. Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu with an absolute scorcher for the Springboks. Wonderful young talent. And his second try on the test.
Oh, great footwork, great acceleration with the fend on the outside burst. It was static ball, nothing really on. Dylan Riley there heading out of the line, creates that half bit of space there for Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu to exploit. Cornelson will be very disappointed. He's actually also a back rower playing at lock today. But that is just speed, pace and power.
Yeah, so it would just be a penalty. Yeah, okay.
Well, the Dan Carter comparisons were being made after that 37-point haul, including a hat-trick in Durban in the Rugby Championship. And that was very Carter-esque, it's got to say.
Very Carter-esque, but way too early to start comparing Sasha against one of the legends of the game. But certainly possessing that skill set to really take it forward, take it to the line, the confidence to finish it. But there's a collective confidence of the Springboks, the momentum. If you compare it to Carter, you look at the success of that All Black team that he played with, and when they went on that unbelievable results.
Yeah, okay.
And this is concerning for the Springboks. Big oxen chair.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be a replacement here. Gerhard Steenkamp will be coming off the bench here for Oxenchair. There is Gerhard Steenkamp, his first appearance in a Springbok shirt this calendar year. So we're back underway.
Backwards.
Japan under early pressure here, 19 points down. I've had a couple of opportunities.
Leave it now, too!
In South African territory, but either through turnover or penalties going against them, missed those chances. And Seong-Sun Lee's going to dab one through here, end over end. And Feinberg and Ngomazulu will let that trickle over the sideline.
Not much else Japan could do there.
Okay, Japan, on the line.
In these wet conditions, there's a very strong, hard press by the Springboks. That's the incident where Oxenchair got injured. Was he potentially taken off the ball there by Warner Derns?
Perhaps he hinted the trip there on Oxenchair. Resulted in that injury. Might have another look at that. Here's Sio Kolisi.
He's on it.
No clear release.
Penalty South Africa. It's Ben Gunter who's been
Number
done
6
for
part of the
not
tackle.
releasing.
No clear release.
Not much going the way of the Brave Blossoms at the moment.
Let's keep conceding those penalties, which is not allowing them any momentum, any possession really to play from. And gives South Africa the opportunity just to get back into Japanese territory. We have a look here.
Okay.
Warner Derns there takes Oxenchair clearly off the ball, without the ball.
Yeah, there's no trip. I mean, it was off the ball. Derns almost tried to pull out of it, didn't he? But unfortunately for Oxenchair, looks like his day might be done. Here's Kolisi. Japan have conceded 5 penalties already in this test match. They've got to fix that to give themselves any kind of chances. Feinberg and Ngomazulu has Cheslin Colby coming around the corner. In fact, it was Kurtley Arendse all the way off the left wing. Now Reinek, Visser, Feinberg and Ngomazulu. Dale Lindy dinks it over for Mostert on the chase. Heavy contact for Kippe Ishida. Bit of a mismatch there.
And Frankie Mostert playing out for Honda Heat in Japan Rugby League 1. Their fortunes, unfortunately, not the best. But Frankie certainly gets a lot of tackle opportunities playing for the Honda Heat.
Well, Rassie Erasmus said this week that this test match, this fixture, outside of the official Autumn Nations window, was organised to give a lot of these South African-based players, rather Japan-based players in this South African team, some game time in a Springbok shirt. Franco Mostert's one of them. Peter Steph du Toit, of course, another who's not playing today. Not a bad replacement. Mostert,
Wait in front.
the player of the final in the World Cup 2 years ago. Peter Steph du Toit, that's been sent high again. Well taken this time by Yoshitaka Yazaki.
Very well taken. Certainly settled his nerves. And high up in the air, contesting for that ball. Not kicking out, though.
South Africa.
Zulu kicks it high. Chases it again. Leach will be underneath it.
Advantage.
It's come off the hands of Van Bergen Gomazulu. So, knock-on advantage here for Japan. Kanji Shimokawa from Suntory Sungoliath.
Advantage over.
Seong-Sun Lee and the Kobe Steelers down to Jerusalem. Curtly Aaron's a brilliant feat. Great to see him back in the Springbok shirt. He's missed a few test matches with injury. Steenkamp over halfway.
Use it! It's brought back in.
Reinach's going to kick in his own half. Hasn't gone too far. Ishida.
Backwards.
Curtly Aaron's has won it. Reinach marks. Quick hands to Van Bergen Gomazulu. Double clutch from Colby. Dinks it over the top for Ethan Hooker. A little too high.
Good offence there by Japan. Lost the ball from the contestable kick, but got into their system very quickly. Lovely footwork there by Curtly Arendse. So dangerous on the attack. And as you said, Rupert, good to see him back in the Springbok shirt.
Been playing for the Mitsubishi Dynaboars in Japan, but just one season back to the Bulls in South Africa, but managed to pick up 7 tries in 12 games whilst playing in the top league in Japan.
Time back on.
28th cap today.
Time's back on. Okay, lads, let's form the line now, please.
And that's the indication of the match so far. 66% territory, 61% possession for the Springboks.
Make sure we're 10.
Japan conceding that many penalties already also doesn't help.
Timing
Okay,
good.
so far after 23 minutes.
Ball.
Jack Cornelsen,
Through the middle. It's through the middle.
Australian-born player in the second row of this Grey Blossom side, wins the line-outs. Fujiwara's going to kick. Osada chases.
Backwards from Japan player.
Got highest, but Kolisi has it. Sia Kolisi. What a start he's had to this match, with a good tackle on him from Tomoki Osada. He got himself off the deck after competing for that ball in the air.
And that's the work rate coaches are looking for. That second effort.
On your front
Once
man,
you've
please.
completed your first effort, can you get back off the floor? Chase back, this time he does. Half tackle there by Cornelsen. Osada then works him out, and the Dunas on the floor with the momentum takes Sia Kolisi out.
Line-out ball for Japan, but being slightly out-muscled up front at the moment as Fujiwara kicks again. Osada competes with Hooker, but his fledgling Springbok Ethan Hooker, just his 6th test match for South Africa, brings it down. Actually a centre growing up, Ethan Hooker, but is used predominantly on the wing so far by Rassie Erasmus. Is Reinach, very much a scrum half, kicks off the base. Leach and Hooker again in the air, but it's fallen into the hands of Fujiwara. He kicks it ahead. Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu getting back. Osada on the chase. Feinberg and Gomazulu, brilliant feet again. Kicks it upfield, but a bit of room here to move for Yazaki. Yoshitaka Yazaki bumps off one. It was Jesse Creel. Not many do that. Michael Leach, lovely inside ball to Shimokawa. Advantage Japan. Can they make something of it? Nice quick hands once again. Cornelsen.
Just a knock on.
Into the hands of Kobayashi, the loose head. Just held onto by Steenkamp. Kicks through again for Yazaki. Getting back was hooker, but we will go back for that penalty.
Playing on the advantage, Japan there.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them hold
We need to get back on side first.
onto the ball a little bit longer. Kobayashi, Takeuchi, their props very mobile, and this is really where they shine. Once they get ball in hand, we saw Takeuchi scoring a lovely try last week against Australia, and that's where they created difficulty for Australia. Once they got a little bit of space, kept the ball in hand, they were able to work their way back into the game. But Sasha FM is having another great day. 2 tries, 2 conversions, and every time he touches the ball, something happens. And that's the real danger that he brings.
Kenji Sato. Switch from number 8 to hooker last season. Good off the back for Michael Leach. No, it's been intercepted by Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu. Otherwise, that was try time. Brilliant read from the fly half. Not doing much wrong at the moment. Here's a carry from Zachary Portham.
Ball's out, play on.
Really good attacking line out from Japan, but the intervention from Feinberg and Gomazulu denies Japan. And he will clear from behind his own try line.
Sasha FM is on a different wavelength so far. Reading that ball in to Michael Leach. Inserting himself in there.
Done his homework is Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu, but Japan bring it down off the line out again. Here's Charlie Lawrence. Mitsubishi Dynamo, they get it away. Into midfield. Deolindi tries to clear it out. Fujiwara. Feinberg and Gomazulu looks offside here. There he was, the arms out from the referee. Fujiwara again. Kobayashi.
Still playing advantage.
Gunter's hit hard.
No!
He'll set up another breakdown. Michael Leach, 37 years young, with another carry. Seung-Sun Lee hits and spins.
Don't it! No.
Japan desperately trying to go through the phases here. There is a knock on though. They'll come back for the penalty.
Yes.
The offside advantage.
They're going to go quickly here, Japan. Opportunity to pick up post, but they've knocked the ball on in contact. It was the tight head, Shuhei Takeuchi. And South Africa have banged it downfield to Dylan Riley. He replies to Ethan Hooker. Now, Feinberg and Gomazulu with all the time in the world.
Keep coming.
Kicks it upfield, intentionally not finding touch. Seung-Sun Lee. He replies with Yazaki on the chase. Plenty of time again for the Springbok fly half to Cheslin Colby with a bit of room to move. Decides to kick again. Difficult one here. Curtly Aronson in the air. It's gone forward off the Springbok winger. So Jesse Creel will come back.
Knock on in the air.
Shuhei Takeuchi. Tight head prop. Let's go for the quick tap.
Yeah, I spoke to Malcolm.
That is what Japan Rugby League One brings.
Okay.
Always exciting. Always a lot of action.
Okay, time off.
Fair play to the man from the D-Rocks. Back yourself, son. Oh, Ethan Hooker. Nice and low, getting in a good body position. Dominating that collision, especially in these wet conditions. Takeuchi carrying the ball towards the defender, and that just spills. Hopefully he can recover. What an opportunity to get your test debut. Terribly disappointing if you have to go off after only 30 minutes.
I think he's saying he's fine. Of course, he wouldn't want to go off. Just looking at the right knee there, perhaps. The young 21-year-old Zachary Portham, he's back on his feet. They'll be pleased about that, yeah. But his opposite number, Shuhei Takeuchi, you mentioned it. Former back rower, likes to run with the ball in hand. You know, Japan League One Rugby, it is all about the attacking game and keeping the ball alive, but Perhaps a kick to the corner there might have been the better option.
Yes.
You say that,
yeah,
Rupert, but you have a defending line-out that consists of Snyman, De Jager, Mostert.
Okay.
It's going to be very difficult to win your own line-outs.
Lads, the mark is actually inside your half. Our mark is here.
Eoghan will, if he suits up next week again in Paris at the Stade de France, will join the 100 Club. He'll become the 9th Springbok in history to do that.
Shall we strike?
Twice he's lifted the Webb Ellis Cup.
Okay, let's set it up.
Now it's gone, let's go. Check ya. I pick up. Watch the snap. Listen for the break.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Solid scrum for Japan. Nicely out the back. Here comes Yazaki, but he just can't hold on to the pass. It was slightly over the shoulder. Just felt a little rushed. That move, it was off a good platform.
Very good platform for Japan. Coming around the corner. Overrun slightly there, Yazaki. Probably those little bit of nerves, especially with the ball a little bit wetter. You've got to give yourself a bit of time, another metre or two, then he can run onto the ball with pace.
Really
he was in
setup.
clear space there.
Good setup.
Very disappointing there. Just overshooting his start, not getting his timing perfectly.
Eddie Jones said it's going to be a fantastic experience for this young team to play against South Africa, Ireland, Wales and Georgia on this tour, the most ambitious they've ever embarked upon. That's how he described it.
Bind! Let's have a quick reset. Okay. Will you take a small bit off? We need to keep pressure on, okay? Take some weight off on this side, please. Thanks.
Bad language.
To left.
Up front here.
Japan scrum, apart from that one scrum there where they were dominated, really stepping up. You could see they're a lot shorter than the Springbok front row, so they can get nice and low, nice and underneath.
Crouch!
One thing Coach Dan Himman has worked so much on the Springbok scrum is to get nice and low and keep it low.
Safe!
Penalty to the Springboks.
Number 3 straight to floor.
They won 20 scrum penalties in the Rugby Championship, 11 more than any other team. I mean, it is their go-to.
Absolutely the go-to for South Africa to relieve pressure, get penalties from. But the most impressive part of it all, Rupert, is that they were the most dominant attacking team too in the Rugby Championship. Top tries scored, top gain line success, top carry meters, top offloads, top defenders beaten and clean breaks. So this is the evolution of this World Cup winning side, is that they're not just reliant on that set piece dominance, they backing it up with some really dominant attacking statistics.
Springboks looking for a fourth try. Mostert at the back.
Advantage, sack at the back lifter.
Penalty advantage comes their way again.
Sack and the lifter.
Yes, name it. Oh, gets those long levers going and offloads to Ryan Feinberg, and Domazulu's hit will come back. Like a human squid, isn't he?
Japan sacking the back
getting
lifter.
the ball around the back there to offload it.
Number 2 sacking the back lifter.
Such long levers, good grip strength on the ball, and the ability to get that arm loose and get the offload. And clearly there, the sack of the driving maul by the Japanese player.
Warner.
Kenji Sato with a guilty look on his face. Sacking Mostert at the back of that line out. Here they come again, 5 metres out. Test try today.
We've a second ball on the pitch, lads. Apologies.
Tall to you, brother.
It's actually stopped raining for now, but still pretty slippery out there. Botu spears to Arkia Slayman of Leinster. And it's a penalty try this time against Japan. Owen Cross runs out of patience, and there'll be a yellow card as well to Shuhei Takeuchi. 26-0 with the automatic 7. South Africa lead Japan.
Once again, that dynamic driving ball causing problems for Japan. This time, Mr. Cross had enough.
It's good time off.
Decided to go for the penalty try. Eddie Jones looking a little bit concerned there. But it is such a difficult problem to solve if you play against the world champions.
Well, it was a shock. It was a seismic shock 10 years ago down in Brighton.
We never mention it.
It's been talked about this week. Rassie Erasmus has been very open about it, of what a shock it was to South African rugby, and what a great day it was for Japanese rugby, of course, but not today on this evidence so far. Here's Cheslin Colby. Cheslin Colby plays for Tokyo Sungolion.
It's off the foot, but you're always under pressure. We go back for the knockout. Well.
And this is the third restart by Japan, coming to the left, contestable. South Africa once again not able to handle it. So that variation is really working for Japan. You have to change that picture. But they've been successful at 3 occasions now to regain possession.
Number 7.
So with the yellow card to Takeuchi, it'll be Kajiro Tamafusa who will come on. 17th test.
Feet up.
And he replaces Kanji Shimokawa for the meantime.
Okay,
He's been sacrificed the outside flanker.
Okay, where's the mark, Mikey? Well, we've a high tackle from Japan, number 9. It's going to be a penalty here to South Africa.
There's been a high tackle spotted by
number 9, high tackle.
Shinobu Fujiwara.
Number 9. Just here, Mikey. Okay.
CMO Mike Adamson has spotted that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we don't have to do that yet, okay? Just wait. Okay.
Fujiwara not impressed with that call. Still waiting for the replay on the big screen.
Number 9, high tackle.
He will be debating it.
Thanks, Mikey.
Didn't see the initial contact really from that replay. Hopefully better on this one. And a slight contact there with the shoulder to the head.
Yeah, 2 players of similar stature as well. There you go. There wasn't force in it at all, was there? Just a penalty. That's pretty well like a fair decision on that evidence. What it means is that Malcolm March is throwing another attacking line out upfield for South Africa, but there's a penalty coming. Cornelson won it in the air.
Throw across and land, number 5.
Stolen by Japan. Good defensive line-out work there.
Just take a step.
Eoghan team to have crossed the line and thrown across. Hence the penalty.
So can Japan go to half-time with some positivity? It's been pretty much one-way traffic so far. Player in the sin bin as well. Just haven't been able to handle the power up front from South Africa so fast, and come up with more than a few errors and penalties against them so far. Quickly off the top though. This is Seung Sun Lee coming into contact is Tomoki Osada. Come out of that breakdown, but now a penalty to Japan, now a decision to make. We had the quick tap before. What will they do here? Fujiwara has it in his hands.
Number 2, hands on the floor.
Might want to get on the scoreboard here in the final minute of this first half.
We don't have a clear knock. We don't have a clear neck roll.
No, they're going to kick to the sideline and try and work their attacking line out, Japan.
Yeah, very important that they get some reward out of this. They've conceded those 9 penalties. This time, Malcolm Marx unable to get the turnover. His hands was deemed to go onto the floor before he went onto the ball. Big line out here for Kenji Sato.
So the captain, Warner Derns, wins it up the front. They've got just 7 forwards out there, but they break away. Jasper Visser makes the tackle. Here's Michael Leach. Brought down by Eoghan. Carried into contact once again. Fujiwara's going to change direction here to Osada off his left wing. But it's Jasper Visser who goes digging and wins the turnover penalty for South Africa. And that pretty much sums up this first half.
Just here.
Again, strong work by Jasper Visser in combination with Malcolm Marx. If you're a smaller team, you want to move the point of contact away from the big fellas. Japan being forced into that close quarter battle. And they've been really exposed by the big men. Good tackle there by Kobus Reinach initially to stop any momentum. And then Visser and Marx over the ball. 1, 2, 3. Japanese players cannot move the big fellas.
They're just a nanosecond too late, aren't they, as well, to tackle player. They haven't kicked it out and gone to drinks here, South Africa. They've kicked it upfield and they want more before half-time. This is the final play. Reinach with a little symbol around the blind side for Ethan Hooker, perhaps. They've overloaded the open side for now and they continue to drive forward, the Springboks. Actually saw this in that quarter-final in 2019 at the Rugby World Cup, a 40-second driving ball in that game. Comes to a halt now for now. Reinach to Feinberg and Ngomazulu. Gets up, goes again. Up over the Japan 22-metre line.
Ball is trapped here on your own, man.
Arkia Snyman offloads blindly to Gerhard Steenkamp. Just knew somebody would be there. Here's Visser, who started it with that turnover and got them the opportunity to get back upfield. Feinberg and Ngomazulu again. Bounces away from Gunter. Hit by Cornelsen. Khaleesi started it all with his try early on. Out the back to Dealindi. Aransa. Creel now. Looking for a 4th try before half-time. Reinach through a half gap, almost. Pops it up off the deck. Now to Yaga, but that has gone forward. Japan with an opportunity to counter, but they're going to kick. Colby Herring back. Will he try and get them in transition? No. Cheslin pragmatically decides to put it over the sideline and take this match to half-time. Well, it's been a dominant opening 40 minutes, hasn't it, for the Springboks. They lead Japan by 26 points to 0. Sia Khaleesi with the opening try. Then a double for Feinberg and Ngomazulu. One off the kick chase, another brilliant solo score. And it is South Africa that lead Japan at half-time here at Wembley Stadium in London by 26 points to 0. First half tries, one to Sia Khaleesi, a couple to fly half Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu. A penalty try as well. The Brave Blossoms under big pressure here against the #1 team in the world. Inside the South African dressing room, they have had, the only blip really was the injury to Oxen Chair, you got to say. Gerhard Steenkamp there in the front of shot with the tape around his head. Came on early, but they've looked very smooth indeed, the Rugby Championship title holders. Not to mention a couple of back-to-back World Cups, and lots to think about for this Brave Blossom side as we go inside their inner sanctum under the stands here at Wembley Stadium. Eoghan in full voice led out South Africa onto Wembley Stadium, followed by the debutant Zachary Porth and Warner Dearns, this young captain of Japan. But it has been Kolisi and South Africa who have been dominant, and it was the captain, Tinus Delport, who got the opening try.
Very accurate line-up throwing there by Malcolm Marx, finding his jumper. And then the dynamic drive by the Springboks going forward. With Siya Kolisi on the ball, barging over these wet conditions. This is exactly what the Springboks have been doing well. Keeping the ball nice and tight and effective on their set piece.
The box kick from Japan and the kick and chase from Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu. And he won the contest in the air. The error came from Xiangsan Lee.
Difficult there for Lee. Feinberg and Ngomazulu did really well. Probably a little bit too far, but you look at that effort there, the sprint, the acceleration. Keeps his eye on the ball, goes up in the air, disrupts the catcher, and then he's in the play to go for the rebound of the ball, picks it up and scores.
Perhaps a little fortunate with that try, but this one was very, very good.
Absolutely, very, very good. It's an understatement. He looked up, he saw the mismatch in the defensive line, the dog leg being created. It's the acceleration, the pace, the footwork, the fend, and the score.
And that attacking line-out from South Africa just kept on milking penalties. And finally, Eoghan Cross, the referee, ran out of patience. A penalty try to South Africa and a yellow card as well.
Japan unable to deal and stop that driving maul. Again collapsing it, and this time Mr. Cross has had enough. Off you go, Takeuchi. Yellow card and penalty try for the Springboks.
Yeah, De Jager has been brilliant in the air at the line-out. I mean, Marx could have scored it himself, but penalty try for the team instead. Maximum 7 there, and went to half-time with a 26-0 lead. The Springboks over Japan here at Wembley. So here are the stats from that first half, and well, with a scoreline that, you expected them, most of the numbers to be in South Africa's favour, and that's obvious looking at that. And the one at the bottom there, 10 penalties conceded by Japan. Just far too much in one half of rugby.
Way too many in the first half, not allowing them any real opportunity to play. They've got the least amount of territory possession. But look how impressive that Springbok stats are in terms of gain line success, meters made, carries very similar. But the inability for Japan to break the gain line and go forward. Springboks absolutely dominant on their carries every time they're in their attacking phase.
Yeah, the number 1 team in the world, South Africa, up against the 13th ranked side here, Japan. And the scoreline reflecting of those rankings at the moment, 26-0. South Africa over the Brave. Springboks first out ahead of the start of the second half here at Wembley Stadium. Ethan Hooker and co have been very effective indeed. A 4-try, 26-0 lead over the Brave Blossoms of Japan. Been a difficult opening 40 minutes from them. Tinus Delport alongside on commentary. What do they need to do in the second half to try and make some headway here and perhaps stem the tide a little against South Africa?
A tough call on Japan. They've already had to make defensively a lot more tackles, so it's draining the energy. For me, the concern is the penalties they've conceded, the turnovers they conceded, so they have to keep hold of their ball. And then get back in the game in that sense, but they're giving away possession through penalties, through turnovers, and that just allows the Springbok juggernaut to keep on driving forward.
And Japan playing with 14 at the moment. With the yellow card to Shuhei Sakauchi after that penalty try was awarded. One thing playing against the best team in the world. There is Sakauchi, still a couple of minutes left for him in the sin bin. They have to sacrifice their open side. Shimokawa to get another prop out there. So they need to manage that situation and try and find a way back here.
South Africa ready. Time on.
Seo Kolisi and Jesse Creel await the restart. Seung-Sun Lee goes short, and it's been one in the air by Cornelson for Japan. Dylan Riley who climbed high there. Here's Michael Leach with the dummy and carry into contact. 37 years of age, still going strong. 4 Rugby World Cups, Michael Leach. Not the captain these days. Warner Dearns has got the armband, but still very important for them. Here's Charlie Lawrence with a carry. Good start here to this second half from Japan. Trailed 26-0 at the break. They needed to begin the second period effectively. Looks like they're doing that. There's Gunter. And Gunter from the Panasonic Wild Knights. Somebody's going to work the short side. Osada. He's hit by a couple of big South Africans in contacts, and here's Leach again. Steenkamp puts him on the floor. Lee again finds Ben Gunter in midfield. Jasper Visser's had a big game, the Springbok number 8, but Gunter wrestles his way away from him. Mostert coming in. Japan recycle again. Fujiwara kicks. Feinberg and Gomazulu's underneath it. Not an effective chase there, and he had plenty of time just to survey his options and then kick it downfield to Yazaki.
Okay, Japan
this young
retreat.
fullback, he finds a bit of green space in between Reinach and Colby.
Inside. South Africa, keep coming.
Happy to put that one over the sideline. Good start from Japan. They'll throw this line out. Good keep ball early from them. Leach involved heavily.
Regained that possession from the restart again. The 4th time they've gone short to the left. And the Springboks unable to handle it. Japan regained possession, and that's the important part. They've got to keep ball in hand. On the kick, they did have the net gain.
They go long off the line out of Dearns, but he can't hold on to it. That was a set move. I think they were looking for the quick release inside, but it's...
Yeah, I didn't see. Yeah, thanks.
Come off a South African hand, but there was a knock-on from Dearns. I was at the captain's run yesterday, and they were practicing these line-out variations, but
knock-on.
The skipper just spilt that one. Nothing wrong with the throw.
Now you have to change the picture constantly against these big Springbok defenders. Gone for the variation there, going over the 15. Unfortunately, with the ball being a bit slippery.
For the scrum, number 7.
With the conditions, an impactful hit. Dislodged the ball.
Let's go, Shaki. Let's go. No, go.
Okay.
There's a bit of replacement for Japan in the
TMO check.
Kajiro Tamefusa has come onto the field. We've got a TMO check here.
Okay, Mikey, go ahead.
I'm going to show you a high tackle by Japan. You're looking at the actions of White number 6.
Okay.
Ben Gunter they're looking at here.
There he goes in there. On Seo Kolisi in a bend-over position. There's a clear head collision there. Kolisi has to go down to field the ball.
Okay, Mikey, just come back to us there, please. Happy there. I have a decision. Okay, so Mike, we have clear head contact. We have foul play as Japan 6 could be lower. It meets the yellow card threshold. We're going to send it for an off-field review.
Agreed.
Well, that is the last thing they needed, Japan.
Number
Ben
6.
Guntz has been yellow carded.
Off-field review.
And there's an off-field review. That'll go to the bunker as well. And they've still got 10 odd seconds on the original.
The lads go on the sideline. High tackle.
Yellow card to Shuke Takeuchi. So they're down to 13 for a few seconds here, Japan. Might be able to get him back on by the time they kick to the sideline here.
Here's a big loss for Japan. Really brings that physicality. Had 4 dominant tackles against Australia last week. But going through that protocol, it was the head contact, it's foul play.
Okay.
It met the threshold to go to the bunker.
Takeuchi is coming back on, so that's some relief for Japan. Saw that Shimakawa started the match. Started the second half, rather, the open side. He's been replaced by...
Yes, okay. What's the numbers?
Samafusa.
6.
So a couple of tight heads out there at the moment for the Brave Blossoms. Marks finds Diaga. Just observe how South Africa work this line-out drive. Just losing his footing there was Khaleesi. They couldn't quite get it going. Here's Deolindi. Bit of footwork from Damian Deolindi. Nice quick reload for Reinert. Jasper Visser. Big carry from the former premiership winning Leicester target. Le Diaga. It's in fact Malcolm Marks who gets the ball from Arceus Neyman. Here's Diaga. There's been a knock on. Well, that's an opportunity for Japan to breathe. Good defensive work from Derns and co.
Eventually they force the little knock on. But the gain line success created there by the Springboks, firstly from Damian Deolinde with that first carry. Arceus Neyman, 4th time today where he gets the ball out from being in contact, but every time the Springbok attackers going over the gain line. They're just attacking that wider edge, that 4th, 5th defender, which makes it a bit easier for the big fellas to come around the corner. Changes being made.
Yeah, tap on the head from Malcolm Marks for Zachary Porthen, his Test debut. And there is Andre Esterhuizen. Now, familiar to viewers in this part of the world, a former inside centre, premiership winning one for Harlequins, now a hybrid player for South Africa. Rassim Erasmus wasn't kidding during the week. He is playing as a back rower here for the Springboks. Quagga Smith is out there as well, who will pack down a number 8, but Andre Esterhuizen, multi-talented. Let's see. Power comes on from the box. Fujiwara gets it away quick. Would have liked a bit more distance on that clearance.
Wow, the power by Wilco Low at tight end with Andre Esterhuizen behind him. Jan Grobelaar also on.
Let's go.
Jersey number 16.
6.
That was a very powerful scrum. A lovely opportunity here for Andre Esterhuizen to get some game time in the forwards.
Grobelaar to Mostert.
Is good there.
Again, it's been sacked
is good
by
there. Stay now, it's just a tackle.
Japan. Got to be careful, given they've already had a player go to the sin bin. And a penalty try for that in the first half. Not illegal that time, says the referee. Quagga Smith, as he knocked that ball on, no, says the referee. Here's Mostert again, he's having a big game. Here is Esterhuizen. That's the kind of ball carrying we come to see when he plays inside centre. Cheslin Colby, beautiful hands from the fullback. Changes direction. So exciting, Colby. Diaga, no look out the back to Feinberg, and Gomazulu gets it away, inside ball from Quagga Smith, and scoring under the post is Wilco Low. His first Test try for South Africa, and the former Harlequin who scored a try in a premiership final across town at Twickenham has one in a Springbok shirt at Wembley.
Not often you see these big men get the opportunity to score. First ever test try there for Wilco Louw. By the end of the night, that is going to be a run-in from his own 10-metre line. But great work here by the Springbok attack. You see quick hands by Sasa Feinberg and Ngomezulu. Cheslin Colby coming around, changing the point of attack. That little tap on to Cheslin Colby all set it up for, and that inside ball, look at him juggling onto it, and there is no way you stop the big man. Lovely work there by Sasha Feinberg and Ngomezulu again. Quick hands by the original hybrid player Kwagga Smith. Definitely hands like a centre there. And Wilco Louw with his first test try.
Well, you saw the fist pump and the big smile and the pile on from his teammates. That what that was all about. Hang on, we got a chat here.
Sorry, just want to explain that the yellow card is remaining a yellow card because we've suddenly significant change in the rest of the
From our player?
Yes. Sorry. Okay,
so the yellow card to Ben Gunter will remain a yellow card. The mitigation was the dipping of the tackler into contact. There was a high degree of danger, was the words mentioned, but the fact that they were both low, he and Khaleesi, means that Gunter will be coming back in this match. So relief for him. 33-0. South Africa leading Japan here at Wembley Stadium.
South Africa. Back you go.
Kenta Kobayashi. Fujiwara to the replacement back row, Makisi. This is nice from Japan. And an opportunity down the far side. Tackle had to be made from hooker. It was. That was Dylan Riley screaming upfield there for the Brave Blossoms. Yes, advantage Japan here.
The floor.
They're going to work the cross kick into the hands of Ishida. The man in Japan they call the Japanese Colby.
Good turnover there. We're going back to the penalty.
Shot to the floor though, and they'll go back for the penalty that was coming. Well, that's Japan's best passage of the match so far.
Changing attack into the short side. We've seen that a couple of times through today. Hitting back into the short side, trying to exploit a lack of numbers in defence. Made some really good gains before the scramble defence by South Africa stopped them. He'll be back after 3 minutes or so.
Here's another look at the replay. I said both players were dipping, even though there was head-on-head contact and there was force. The fact that they were low down, a head shake from Gunter, but it will remain a yellow card. It went to the bunker. They got 8 minutes to make that decision. It's come back as a yellow card. And some relief for the back rower. And here we go. Big chance here for Japan to get on the scoreboard.
They have to take this opportunity. 7 metres out from the Springbok try line.
Competing at the front though is Arkia Snyman for South Africa. Free kick though to Japan here. Opportunity to go quickly. Referee's going to bring him back.
Insert at the front, joining early.
He's lucky. Takeuchi, the ball didn't leave his hand on the quick tap. This time he does.
He tried a quick one in the first half, which didn't work out. That was better. Warner Derms just signed for the Hurricanes in Super Rugby Pacific. Lays it back nicely. Now Shimokawa, who's back out there. Opportunity here for the Brave Blossoms. Warner Derms hit by Krabala. Fujiwara
Ball's out.
Gives it to Makisi. Seong Sun Lee cut-out ball to Ishida. Nice feet, well handled for now. The South African defence has been first class so far. Still Japanese ball though. Makisi again. He shifts it across to Cornelson.
Tackle!
Playing with 14 players here, remember, Japan. Looking for the opening try, the quick feet round the ruck might do it. That was Eoghan Lee.
Advantage.
Advantage Japan again.
Roll away, please.
Can they make something of this moment? They've had slim pickings so far. And Yazaki's going to go quickly. And the fullback, in just his 6th test, will score his first try for Japan. And it's against the world champions.
Oh, and this is a trial he'll always remember. First try against the defending rugby world champions, the Springboks. And this is what Japan needs to do. They need to raise that tempo, the intensity. Very good awareness there by Yazaki. Quick tap, and then he uses his pace and his momentum to get his first try.
Yoshitaka Yazaki is 21 years of age. I mentioned still an amateur player, as Lee adds the extra 2, but the confidence required from a young man to take the initiative here.
The fact that he was so close to the ball in the first instant, and then the confidence to go and back himself. That's what you get from student rugby. Not inhibited by anything. He got that freedom to play. He backed himself and scored a try.
Yeah, he scored a cracker against Australia A for a Japan 15 a couple of weeks ago. Absolute cracker it was, and gave him
Advantage.
Gave Eddie Jones reason to select him on this tour. Here's Esterhazen. Feinberg and Gomazulu to Damian Dealindi. Shoves off a would-be defender and goes again the big inside centre. So powerful. Now Quagga Smith, who was instrumental in that Wilco low try. Reineck.
Well lifted.
Looking to work the short side. It's gone forward. Couple of knock-ons will set a scrum.
First one.
And of course, as soon as Kobus Reinach lifted the ball off the base, the defender could take him and tackle him. It does allow Ben Gunter to return to the play. Another sub, Grant Williams, coming onto the pitch. Mani Lebok also on for Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu.
Yeah, no hat-trick today. Couple in the first half, but Mani Lebok. Here's a look at his tries. Here's the first one. It came from the high kick. The rain was falling, and well, Eoghan Lee couldn't hold on to it. Hint of a knock-on, but you take your chances. Great finish. And the second one was all class.
And this was the real classy try. Looking up, seeing the space that's opened up, and then the footwork, the fend, and the sprint to score the try.
So Mani Lebok and Grant Williams, two new halfbacks for South Africa out there. Mani Lebok is playing in Japan. He's coming last season for the Kinetsu Liners.
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Good setup last time.
Yeah, thank you.
There's an HIA for Charlie Lawrence. So he's been replaced by Tiernan Costley. Now Tiernan Costley is another hybrid player. He's a back rower who has been selected on the wing by Eddie Jones today.
Crowds!
So here we go. We've got new age rugby here at Wembley.
Safe!
Absolutely changing the script.
Fujiwara gets it away nicely once more through the hands of Eoghan Lee. And the carry from the try scorer Yazaki. Counter ruck from Creel, but they get it away to Lee again.
Turnover's good.
Turnover's good for South Africa. You heard the referee. Here's Mostert to Creel.
Okay,
Creel plays for the Cannon Eagles in Japan. And they've got a penalty here because the turnover was not legal. Makisi in there getting his hands on the ball, but no clear release.
my eye there.
Yeah, so I don't see it as high danger at the minute, and there's mitigation of you dropping, so I'm at a penalty only at the minute, okay?
No, you've had a look at her.
Yes, Timo's agreed.
Is that actually
Training
for a
high
high
tackle.
shot?
High tackle on Jesse Creel.
That's his third high from my side as well. Yeah, perfect.
And it's a bit of mitigation, initially said, because he was going off his feet. But that impact was still high, although he was going down.
It falls into you, but you can be lower. Numbers.
Number 20 there, Faulo Marquisi, very upright in that tackle when he hits the shoulder through.
Eoghan wins it in the middle of the line out. Eoghan has it at the back, but bursting away and scoring is Andre Esterhuizen. Another former Harlequin scoring another try in London.
But this time from the front row, from the driving maul, he's been given an opportunity to play up in the forwards. This is the nuances of the game that he needs to get used to. Gets himself involved in, gets himself on the ball, on the driving ball. And it opens up. And it's an easy try for the big man, Andre Esterhuizen.
CMA's just checking possible obstruction here.
That obstruction on the maul formation by South Africa, number 4.
Front lifter.
Yeah.
Have a look at Arge Snyman there, getting in front of Lure de Jager.
So from Macos, I have a decision.
Oh, Andre Esterhuizen will not be happy with this. Being denied a try.
Across it.
Okay,
from the
forwards.
forwards.
For South Africa, number 4 has clearly blocked access to the catcher when he's hit the ground. So we're going to overturn our try and restart with a penalty for Japan.
Agreed.
Yeah, you can't put yourself between the opposition and the catcher, and that was pretty clear on that evidence, what Arge Snyman's done.
So he's the lifter, and then he steps in, denies contest to the ball. And he finds himself in an obstruction position, get penalised, and unfortunately for Andre Esterhuizen, he has not scored a try as a forward for the Springboks.
Well, he's got 2 as a centre, but he's going to have to wait to pick up his first one as a back rower. Plenty of time to go here, 57 minutes in. South Africa leading Japan 33 points to 7.
Timing is good. Good
Contest in the air, and it's been won by Lure de Jager. Here's Mostert. Williams to Lubbock. That left foot high kick. Arendse on the chase. Yazaki can't take it. Falls heavily. Ball's loose. Might work out for Kurt Lee Arendse. And it will. Welcome back to the Springboks. Kurt Lee Arendse.
Sorry? Yeah.
And that second effort from Kurt Lee Arendse. He goes up, puts pressure on the receiver, and then is the quickest to react. But it all started here with the line-out steal. Lure de Jager stronger in the air than Cornelsen. And then the high ball from Manie Libbok off his left foot. And Kurt Lee Arendse goes up in the air, competes, back on his feet, and that second effort allows him to try.
Manie Libbok adds the extra couple of points after setting up that try for Kurt Lee Arendse. We saw this at the Rugby World Cup a couple of years ago. The aerial game from South Africa, a cornerstone of what they do. And Kurt Lee Arendse is a live wire.
He goes up in the air to contest. And that's the important part of it. You've got to put that receiver under immense amount of pressure, force them into mistakes, and regain possession and exploit that.
Springboks lead by 40 points to 7. Their highest total against Japan was in a World Cup warm-up in 2019. They won that match 41 to 7. So that is very much under threat here.
Use it!
Grant Williams. Made his debut a couple of years ago against Wales and Bloemfontein. Box kicks here. Flicked inside, slightly riskily by the back rower playing on the wing, Tiernan Costley.
Yeah. Off the South African knee last, Japan ball.
And with all those tall timbers up front for the Springboks, no wonder they've been so successful with 15 lineouts won and 3 lineouts stolen.
It's not just the kick chases, is it? We saw the Feinberg and Ngomazulu try, the Kirtley Arendse try off the kick chase, winning the ball in the air at the line-out, contesting the line-out. South Africa do it as well as anyone in the world.
Use it!
Making it so difficult for Japan to get any kind of headway here. They're being ruthless at the moment. Costley can't win it off Williams, and here's Quagga Smith with a delicate little flick to Ethan Hooker. License to play now, one would think, for South Africa, leading 40 points to 7. Libak has all the tricks. He sends it high again. Again, it's Arendse on the chase. Yazaki, though, gets there first. And Fujiwara. In fact, it was Kipe Ishida who ducks under a tackle. But the penalty comes to the Springboks, holding on. Libak wants to go quick, cross-field to Colby. He got the nod. Have to come back to the mark.
No problem if you want to go quick, just look for the mark, please, Manny.
So not taken off the mark. Being called back. Andre Esterhuizen there, showing his strength over the ball.
Thank you.
Important November one, we think, for Manu Libak. Obviously, Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu seems to have become the main man, but Andre Pollard's here as well. Not playing today, but competition for that fly half spot. You'd probably say there's Andre Pollard, a double World Cup winner.
Yeah, very important. And a very good place for Springbok rugby to be in. You also have Damian Willemse there with the glasses that can cover at 10, 12, 15. Peter Steph de Toey up front. But a very healthy place for South African rugby with the likes of Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, Andre Pollard and Mani Lipop all getting decent game time.
You're hearing that Charlie Lawrence has failed his HIA, so he won't be back for Japan. Quagga Smith has possession. Here's Wilco Lowe, already a try, and what a popular one it was as well. Williams wants it quick. The enormous figure of the Viking, Arceus Neyman. Here's Quagga Smith powering. In fact, it's Andre Esterhuizen who does get his try for South Africa. Denied earlier, but Andre Esterhuizen coming around the corner. That was a bit more like a centre, that one, playing in the back row today.
Yeah, getting that carry line around the corner. So Arceus Neyman taking it up, coming around the corner and then powering through. Franco Mostert in support, driving him over. But this time he gets his forward stride.
Well, the experiment is working, so if you could call it that, is working so far for Rassie Erasmus. Manu Libak winds down the shot clock and adds the extra couple of points. South Africa approaching 50 points here at Wembley.
Yeah, nothing fancy about this Springbok play. Coming around the corner, hit the big runners, set it up, quick ball. Next big runner flooding through. This time it's in the shape of Andre Esterhuizen, centre in the body of a loose forward, playing up front today.
Now the highest total for South Africa. in Japan. This is their fourth ever test match head to head. 47-7. Samafusa back out there.
Users!
Williams kicks it high. Makisi's underneath it. Aronson got there first. He's knocked it on the winger. And Yazaki has it. Already a try for him. What a moment that was. His first ever in international rugby. At test level.
Advantage.
Gives it to Warner Derns. In fact, that was Tyler Paul, who's a South African-born player in
over.
this Japan team today. Kipe Ishida put on the floor.
Use it!
Fujiwara. Ishida couldn't quite get there. Looks like it's hurt him as well in that slight collision with Marnie Libbok. Man who we saw at the Olympic Games in Paris last year.
Okay, substitutions.
Couple more changes for Japan. Shodai Hirao is out there, replacement hooker, number 16, making his first appearance at test level for Japan. And Kente Fukuda. Here he is, a test debut for Shodai Hirao, 23 years of age. He's only played one game in the top flight of Japanese club rugby as well. So very new, very young, but they get the ball away by hook or by crook from that line-out.
Don't swing around now. It's backwards.
Tyler Paul. Tomoki Osada. Is Fukuda hitting it at pace. Here's Hirao. Another good carry from Tyler Paul.
No! Work forward.
Cut out ball to Makisi. Does well, takes it above his head. Tackle again from Diaga, who's been all over the place, but in a positive sense for South Africa today. Penalty though to Japan here, not rolling away. Fukuda goes quickly, putting some pace on the game, the replacement scrum half. Gives it to Seong Sun Lee. He gets it away. Fukuda flicks it up off the deck to Makisi. Big right foot step. Tackled by Esterhazen.
Stop.
Seong Sun Lee dinks it over the top, not deep enough. Colby, plenty of time. Here comes Cheslin Colby. He bursts away up over the halfway line. He's got Marnie Libbok with him, but he kicks for Kurtley Aronson. Aronson scoops it up and scores for the Springboks. A Cheslin Colby, Kurtley Aronson blockbuster for South Africa. What a try.
All from a very poor kick by Lee, not contestable into no man's land. It finds Cheslin Colby, and you cannot give any space to this fullback. Nothing on there. He had Costley on the outside. The acceleration, the bust through the tackle. And then it's Libbok, Kurtley Aronson on his outsides. And that is just the pace and the momentum. And Kurtley Aronson in for his second. Lovely counter-attack work there by Cheslin Colby, busting through the defensive line. And then with the awareness to find the space behind, and Kurtley Aronson to speed onto the ball and slide over for his try.
Well, you felt it was only a matter of time till Cheslin Colby sprinkled a bit of stardust across the Wembley turf. The little look over the shoulder. And a perfectly weighted kick for Kurtley Aronson. And he finishes in his comeback game, his second try of the day for the Boks. Smiles in the coaching box, and why not?
Use it.
That was very, very nice from South Africa.
Use it.
Here's Sam Green about to take the high ball, the Australian-born replacement here for Japan. Seung-Sun Lee has been replaced. Sam Green, a former Queensland Red and Australia
17
player.
Use it.
Tyler Paul.
Use it. Okay, 12.
Fukuda. Libet, really good hands in the air from the replacement fly half. Now Arkia Sneyman. Now Norkia sends it over the top to Jesse Creel. Now Curtly Arendse. He's on a hat-trick. Arendse, but he puts it indoors. Springboks almost there for another one. Norkia, but penalty comes to Japan. Well played from the captain, Warner Dearns.
Great covering work by Warner Dearns. He's always a player with a very high work rate.
Number 5, first man.
When he plays out for Toshiba Brave Loopers. Lovely work there by Jesse Creel to fix the outside defender, Curtly Arendse, in the space. And great tracking back work by Warner Dearns and getting over the ball to force that turnover and penalty.
Yeah, just signed for the Hurricanes in Super Rugby as Warner Dearns. Incredible, really. 23 years of age. He's captaining Japan here. And
Okay, what are we starting for?
he's got all the ingredients to be a world-class second rower, doesn't he? And a huge responsibility on his shoulders here today against the world champion Springboks, but often goes the distance in games he plays, and big play from him there.
Not really given the opportunity to really show what he can do, but always gets involved with the carries. Defenders beaten. So a very handy player to have on the field.
So Ethan Hooker, it looks like, has gone off for an HIA for South Africa. Kobus Reinek's come back onto the field. So Grant Williams is out on the wing for the moment, who had come on for Reinek at scrum half, but as we know, Grant Williams very, very quick. So they don't lose much there. Here's
Brought back in.
Sam Green. Cheslin Colby, what can he conjure up here? He's going to kick it high again for his good buddy Arendse. Green's underneath it, takes it well, takes the mark.
Good defensive press there by Japan, not allowing any spaces for Cheslin Colby to tack into. That kick a little bit too far.
Here's another look at the Curtly Arendse second try. Cheslin Colby, the power, the ultimate pocket rocket, dinks it over the top for another one. Curtly Arendse, and the conditions, times it beautifully, slides across the Wembley surf, beautiful to watch.
We can't accept that. We need to hit the front. We have to set up right first. Japan, open up.
Oh, sorry. Can we get it to the halfway?
Of course. Throw in straight now, okay? And Japan hold. One receiver. Waga, thank you. Good spot.
Short
Yes.
line out from South Africa, down to Reinek.
Backwards.
Shifted across by Libet, ball went backwards, he scoops it up and gives it to Deolindi. Damian Deolindi is 94th test cap today.
Leave it, Japan!
Only Jean de Villiers has started more tests at centre for the Springboks. Approaching that 100 cap target, just like his captain Sio Kolisi. You may do that in Paris against France next weekend. This is the first match of 5 autumn internationals for South Africa. Mostert,
Advantage.
all alone, can't hold on to it, neither can Reinek. There's been some big performances from this South African team today. Cenas, what's on your shortlist for a start?
Yes, some very impressive performances, especially by the boys up front. Eoghan has also stepped in defensively. He's made some big hits.
So left to my mark.
He's gone up in the air to steal lineouts and make a nuisance of himself.
It's good, lads. That's good.
Watching the final minutes from the side of the pitch.
Left.
Look at that, 20 tackles.
Step off, step back.
6 more than the closest rival in the opposition. So absolutely putting his body on the line. Michael Leach does what Michael Leach does, always puts his body up there for Japan.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Makisi off the base for Japan, up over the halfway line, but look at Eoghan Smith. Textbook turnover.
He gets the turnover if you release the ball on the floor. Holding.
Straight onto the ball there, Eoghan Smith. The initial tackle there by Mani Libok gets the ball carrier on the floor.
I don't see
Smith immediately onto that ball, low body position.
Yeah, no problem, Wilco.
And such a strength of South African rugby. If you think of Malcolm Marx, Jasper Wiese, what they did in the first half when they were on the pitch. Now Eoghan Smith is on, so quick over the ball.
Albertus Stephanus Smith. I hear that quagga is Afrikaans for a distinct species of zebra. Can you confirm that, Tinas?
Yeah, absolutely. His bigger brother couldn't pronounce his name earlier on, and all he knew was the names of animals.
Are you out?
And it stuck with Eoghan.
And it's the name synonymous with rugby excellence. Eoghan Smith. Went to an Olympics, won a bronze medal with the Blitzbox, the South Africa Sevens in 2016 in Rio.
Okay, go now, South Africa!
Couple of World Cups.
Use it!
Wins in 15s under his belt since then. Just a brilliant, brilliant player. As Japan get it away.
Put Japan on the line. Right.
Okay, Tinas, you had your shortlist. Who's your player of the match?
Just don't swing around, okay?
He's certainly a contender for player of the match. Sasha Feinberg and Ngomezulu.
Numbers, Wilco. What have we? Six.
And he's the top performer in each of those carries
2 meters
in this game. The carries, meters made, defenders beaten, so dangerous. Of course, also 2 tries.
Well, it's the longest shortlist I've ever heard, Tinas. I can't wait for the who gets the big prize. This is exciting. Player of the match here at Wembley. Here's Cheslin Colby. He came up with a moment of absolute brilliance a little earlier on as well. Kobus Reinek. Dale Lindy, who just goes and goes and goes for the Springboks. Been knocked on by Eoghan Smith in contact. Here's Green. Sends it across field. An opportunity here for Japan to perhaps catch South Africa on the counter. Yazaki gets it away to Costley. The back rower playing on the wing for Japan. It's in Costley.
Advantage over.
Here's Cornelson. His dad Greg was a Wallaby. Fukuda to Green at fly half. Carry from Takeuchi. Green again, he's going to kick. You've got to be careful with the likes of Colby and Williams, and the beautiful offload to Colby from Williams. Cheslin on one of those dangerous looping runs, but he's hit hard by Ben Gunter.
Leave it, no.
Stopped Colby in his tracks. Here's Libok. Opportunity now and a bit of space for Kurtley Arendse. Arendse jump step into a half gap. Creel clears out. Deolindi. Norkia. 54-7, South Africa leading Japan.
Leave it!
Into the final 5 minutes here at Wembley Stadium in London. Arkia Snyman. Nice offload out the back to Creel again. Here's Kurtley Arendse, who's on a hat-trick.
Not held. You step back.
He was bridging that breakdown there. Eoghan Smith ended up playing scrum half, gets it away. Here's Reinek. And now Wilco Lowe, one of the moments of the match for the front row club when he went over for his first Springbok try in the second half. Libok kicks it high off the right foot this time, but that's gone behind him. And Japan have it. They're going to kick again. And look at Sam Green on the chase, although Mani Libok sees the danger. Turns on a dime and puts it over the sideline.
Play hand. No.
Japan have gone quickly though. Here's Yazaki, the fullback, on the counter-attack. A memorable moment for him today with his first ever Test try against the #1 team in the world, the world champion South Africa as well. Makisi runs into Dale Indy. Japan just been outpowered today by South Africa, and this Springbok team like to play with the ball in hand as well. Kobus Reineck with the intercept. Estays in there to Snyman, although he's offloaded into the hands of Takeuchi. Ball stays alive. Couple of minutes to go. Can Japan get a second try?
Use it.
Green's going to cross kick. Intended for Ashida. But Libert, brilliant in the air, Marnie Libert. And now he gives it to Kurtley Arendse. He gets the call inside from Jesse Creel. And Creel salutes the Wembley crowd and seals the deal of this big win for the Springboks over Japan.
Jesse Creel there, finishing off the try. A counter-attack started there by Marnie Libok. High ball goes up in the air, the pressure comes up, Libok flies in the air. And then in the hands of Kurtley Arendse, he's been so dangerous today. Creates a bit of space, pulls Green to the one side, and then the inside ball to Jesse Creel to score his try.
A 9th try for South Africa. Jesse Creel with his 20th in international rugby. And Marnie Libok adds the extra 2.
And player of the match, the little flyer on the wing, Kurtley Arendse. Every time he's touched the ball, he's been dangerous. This time, he runs a great support line, finds himself in the right position to score the try. He's been good in the air, contesting the ball, regaining ball to attack from. And today's player of the match.
Quagga Smith. Quagga Smith still running and offloading to Wilco Lowe. Try stopping the biggest thighs in rugby. Up over halfway. I think that was Ashida trying to bring him down. Libok. Oh, can't get the ball away. That's gone forward. But here's a chance for Japan. Final play here at Wembley Stadium. The Brave Blossoms, they've been up against it all night. Can they finish with a flourish? Cheslin Colby, so offside, has come around the corner and picked the ball up. It'll be a penalty to Japan.
15 offside.
Can't get away with that, Cheslin. Oh, Cheslin Colby, there's his teammate Kurtley Arendse, a worthy player of the match.
Sorry?
Absolutely a worthy player of the match.
He's knocking through there, lads.
You've got to create yourself opportunities to score.
Time off. TMO check.
I'm going to show you leading forearm by Green 18.
Yeah, okay.
Well, biggest thighs in rugby. Pretty big forearms as well. What do you make of that, Tina Stelport?
Well, he's attempting to do a handoff, but his arm is bent there. He's leading with the forearm.
Just give us some space. Yeah. Okay, Mikey, just
also got to
angle and show it again, because I want to make sure
take a bit of responsibility. The tackler who goes in very high, but he's more than just brushed away the attempted defender.
From the far camera, please. Yeah, okay. Okay, Mikey, come back to us.
Okay, back to you.
Okay, Mikey. You may leave it with the forearm, but it's low danger. So they have an option of a penalty back there or a penalty over here. It's no more than a penalty only for me.
Okay.
Thanks. Warner, which one? You
I think Wilco Lowe agreed with that. So
over there.
Japan have got a penalty here, either on the near side, over on the far side.
Semi, you on this side?
Yeah. Give me the ball, please, Cobus. Thanks. This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 15 offside.
So Sam Green will kick this deeper into South African territory.
Okay, good job.
And an opportunity for the Brave Blossoms to finish on a high, but they've lost another line out at the front. That's been another story of this one. Springboks have dominated the airwaves here at Wembley. And they can get the ball off the field now and celebrate a big, big win against Japan. That's exactly what Marnie Libet does. South Africa have started their autumn campaign with an imposing performance over Japan. Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu, a big, big contribution from him in that first half with a couple of tries. They finished with 9 all up. Jesse Creel got the last one. The player of the match, Kurtley Arendse, picks up a couple in his second half. There he is, the player of the match, Kurtley Arendse. But South Africa have beaten Japan here by 61 points to 7.